Hello. Today I want to speak about Luke chapter 21 verses 5 to 19. This is one of the trickiest chapters in all the Gospels. This is Jesus teaching at his most mysterious. He's promising bad times for those people who follow him, but he's promising it all ends well in heaven. Verses 5 to 19 are where we see Jesus wrapping up this teaching in predictions about the end of the temple in Jerusalem. So in this video, I'm going to be outside our 3 church buildings in the benefice. I know how loved they are, how central they are to people's lives, but that pales into insignificance compared to just how loved and how central the temple in Jerusalem was to people's lives in the first century. In Luke 21 verse 5, some people are marveling at the beauty of the stone building of the temple. And Jesus replies by saying, yeah, all this is going to come down at some point. The astonished reply is to ask, when? And what will be the sign? Jesus talks about signs such as wars and uprisings, diseases, famines, earthquakes, and signs from heaven. The historian Tacitus documented all of these things as actually coming true between AD 60 and AD 70, culminating in the Jewish uprising that led to Rome destroying the temple forever. Jesus says, keep the faith throughout all of these things. Then Jesus makes predictions for all of us. He says, you will be persecuted because of my name. Jesus promises bad times for those of us who follow him. Even family members will turn against you sometimes. But the reason for the persecution is also the reason for the hope that it will all end well. And it also gives us confidence that we should be able to speak about Jesus' name. And we don't even have to worry about what to say, because Jesus promises there'll be something inside us, the Holy Spirit bubbling up, guiding us as to what to say and how to act. Jesus says some will even be killed, but then seems to contradict that by saying not even a hair on your head will perish. But the language Jesus is using here is metaphorical. In Luke chapter 12, Jesus has said, do not be afraid of those who can kill the body, but after that can do no more. Even the hairs on your head are numbered. Jesus is saying that even if you are killed, nothing about you will be lost to God. In verse 19, Jesus says, by your endurance, save your souls. If your faith can't endure persecution, then it won't end well for you. If your faith is intrinsically linked to buildings, then one day it will be destroyed. But if your faith is based on Jesus, then it will take you to where he is. Jesus' teaching is all wrapped up in predictions about the destruction of the temple. And Jesus doesn't lament the destruction of the temple. He laments the people who are caught up in it. He says, woe to those who are pregnant at that time. Jesus shows that he cares more about people than he does about buildings. I'm outside the buildings today because I want us to think about what this passage tells us about our relationship with them. Yes, Jerusalem was a very different context to the one we find ourselves in, but I still think we should learn from this that our faith can't be intrinsically linked to a building, because one day, like the Jerusalem temple, all buildings will fall down. My recurring prayer throughout lockdown has been that whilst we're locked out of our buildings, faith would actually increase as people learn more about God inside them. So it's okay to love the building if you love the memories you have of people or of a connection you made with God there. But our faith can't be built on a building. Our faith should be strong enough that it will be okay if you never went into a building, because you have faith that all ends well.